Hi everybody, we are going to continue our conversation about a weighted average method for process costing, and again we are going to solve a problem step by step. Now what we are trying to find is all these question marks given in the problem, and in order to calculate all these we need to start with the fundamental piece, the number of units that we need to add to production. So let's start with that. We know that the beginning balance is 200, ending balance of units is 300, and completed units is 1000. And the question is, how many units should have been started in order for these figures to match? Beginning inventory plus units started is ending inventory plus units completed. The fundamental equation of managerial accounting, it's 200 plus the units we start should be equal to the units in working process inventory ending and the units we transfer out. So units we are adding to the process turns out to be 1100 if I solve this equation. Now let's calculate the number of equivalent units for direct materials specifically on the weighted average method. I know that I'm completing 1000 units. 1000 units are 100% complete. And I know that 300 units are 30% complete. In other terms, this is equivalent to 90 units that are 100% complete. So hence, now I can add, if I say this is 90 and 100% complete, I can add this 90 to 1000 right now because both are 100% complete. So equivalent units for direct material is 1090. Equivalent units for conversion, we are going to use the same numbers except the percentage completion is changing. Again, 1000 is 100% complete. 300 for conversion is 40% complete. In other words, what we are saying is 300 units, if they are 40% complete, I can use the same effort to make 120 units at 100% complete from conversion perspective. And now I can add those up. 1000 plus 120 is 1120. What is the cost of per equivalent unit under for direct material under weighted average method? So we are going to look at direct materials and we are going to use weighted average. For weighted average, we are using the beginning dollar balance and we are adding the values that we have for direct materials. So 12,700 plus 20,000 divided by number of equivalent units. That's the first thing I found out after the units complete in production. The equivalent units for direct materials as we calculated was 1090. If I do this division, I'll end up with $30 per equivalent unit for direct materials. Or equivalent unit for materials turns out to be 30. Now, for conversion, I'm going to calculate cost per equivalent unit as well under weighted average method. I know that I need to use the beginning dollar amount, but I also need to use all the different direct labor and plus overhead. I need to use all these numbers. These are added in. This particular piece is overhead. This particular piece is direct labor. Direct labor plus overhead is manufacturing overhead is conversion. So I can add all those up. If I add them up and divide by the equivalent units that I found earlier for conversion specifically, then I'll find $55 for conversion. So that is the unit cost for conversion per equivalent unit under weighted average method. One thing to note again is we are using the beginning dollar value of working process inventory, the beginning balance. And I'm adding all the transfers in direct labor plus all the manufacturing overhead that I'm incurring, and then dividing it by the equal units I calculated for conversion. What is the total cost per unit under weighted average method? The total cost is nothing but direct material plus conversion. Conversion is direct labor plus manufacturing overhead. So my total cost is direct material plus direct labor plus manufacturing overhead. Direct material and conversion will give me the total cost. 30 plus 55 is $85 for each completed unit. And we have 1,000 units that we completed 100% right here. So the value that we are shipping to finished goods and eventually selling is $85,000. Let's calculate the working process inventory's value under weighted average method. Now, we know that per 100% complete item, direct material cost is $30. We have 300 units, but they are not 100% complete. They are 30% complete. So from direct material perspective, we use 2,700. Conversion cost, the full value of 100% complete is $55. There are 300 items that are 40% complete, and hence the value is 6,600. The total value in working process inventory is nothing but the sum of direct material and conversion cost, and hence it is 9,300. This is one way to calculate that. Another way to calculate it is using our fundamental equation for managerial accounting, which is beginning inventory, the dollar amount, these guys, plus transfers in, this plus all these are transfers in. So this is the beginning, this is all the transfers in, this being the direct material, this is direct labor, and then we have all the manufacturing overhead, minus the transfers out is going to give us the ending inventory. So if I take the transfers out and put it this side of the equation, it's going to be minus. So we are getting the same result under this method as well. Both match, and hence we calculated working process inventory correctly.